Good morning and welcome to Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard. We have a wonderful new edition again, as we always do on Mondays and Thursdays. And today, Dr. Pollard, so good to see you. We have something fun to talk about with our students. And do you have a word today before we jump?
Yes. Well, it's more of a meditation thought, but thank you and good morning, Donna, and good morning to all of our students. Good morning to Dean Knight, our student services personnel, Mr. Ray King. I was thinking about something. It's more of a meditation thought than it is like a scripture per se this morning. But I was reading a gentleman by the name of Shad Helmstetter, who wrote a really, really powerful book on the psychological dynamics of success. And he had this quote, so I wrote it down. And, that's one of the things I do. I collect quotations from things that I read that are particularly important to me. And I want to dedicate this to our students this morning. This is what Helmstetter said. He's a psychologist. He said, what we become a part of becomes a part of us. Isn't that powerful? Mm-hmm. What we become a part of becomes a part of us. I'm reminded of Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, which says, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are praiseworthy, etc. There's a whole list there. The apostle says to think on these things. I'm excited this morning when I see our students who are so constantly engaged with good things, who in a world where there is so much bad, they are occupying the territory with so much good. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I'm excited about our conversation about Mr. and Miss Oakwood and what the platforms are going to look like. We're really excited, and I'm just glad for this conversation. And I am glad that communities, maybe upward of 100,000 that we will reach just this morning, plus those via the internet, Donna, have the opportunity to hear our students and our students' voices and their perspectives and their aspirations and their dreams and the things they want to see accomplished, not only at Oakwood, but in the world too. So that's always inspiring to me. So I plan on drinking it all in this morning as our students give voice to so much good that they're going to bring forward.
Yes, I agree with you, Dr. Pollard. I can't wait. And it's a shame that all of them just can't be, nominated or become the
I know
they're all such wonderful students, and we're proud of each and every one of them. But let's talk to Raymond King now. He's the director of student services and over the pageant. So let's start with you, Raymond. Tell us how all of this started. And I know we've been celebrating a Miss Oakwood University for a while, but now we have a Mr. as well. So tell us how this all started and just give us the background on it.
Sure. Well, the pageant process started back in 1992 with Common Hope Thomas, who became the first Miss Oakwood University. And that tradition has gone on, and then probably around 2013, had a couple of male students who talked about their interest in doing Mr. Oakwood and felt the need to have Mr. Oakwood. So we had our first Mr. Oakwood in 2014, 2015, which is Jordan Harris, and we have continued on since then. And this year we're celebrating our 29th Oakwood University pageant.
Wow. And this is happening when? Because we're just talking to the contestants today. And is this part of the criteria for, are you going to be judging them on today? I'm just throwing that in.
No, they won't be judged today. They won't be judged today. However, the students get to put their input and vote on their choice of contestant for today, which will go towards their score. But the pageant's going to be this Sunday at 3 p.m. We will be shooting, or I can say it will be broadcasted live from our OUBN studio. So everyone can watch on the Oakwood University's Facebook page and YouTube page at 3 p.m. this coming Sunday.
Wow. So I asked that about whether they're going to be judged on this, because I used to be a pageant girl. I was in a lot of pageants and one of the segments was you had to answer a question and you had to present yourselves and show poise and all of that. But I know this pageant is just a little bit different, right? It's not like some of the traditional pageants. Is that right? Let's hear from Dean Knight.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say to the contestants this year, I am so proud of you guys. I received a text last night. I'm not going to mention who sent me the text from a proud mom. And when I saw that text, I just lit up and I saw the promo. But it's an exciting time. I try not to miss the pageant, but I am telling you that it's so hard to select Mr. or Miss Oakwood. It is really difficult because the talent is just so deep that you don't want to just pick one. But eventually, to make Mr. King's job easy, we do choose one. Right, that for you. But it's really interesting for me to see the knowledge, the skills that they bring. And we always talk about the Oakwoodite, the Oakwood man, the Oakwood woman. And what this group does, what Mr. Oakwood and Miss Oakwood brings to the table is how to pull that out, how to tease that out. And by their example and their platform, it lands on it lands where we want, and that is that we want our students to know that they must at all times represent excellence. So it's not so much about the platform that they bring, but also where do they land with that platform? Oh my goodness me, a profound experience that they bring to the Oakwood and the Oakwood rest of their peers. So this is exciting for me. Can you tell? I'm so excited.
I know. So Raymond, again, can you just tell us why this is such a significant position for someone to have at Oakwood University?
Okay, so we have a lot of student positions, leadership positions on campus, but this is the only position that's designated for a male or female on campus. The whole purpose of this is if we were ever to ask, what does an Oakwood student look like? What do they represent? We should always be able to go to Mr. and Miss Oakwood as that example of the Oakwood man and Oakwood woman. And they are also a positive means of promoting Oakwood University, a positive means of supporting their fellow student body, and also even reaching out to the community to show them what an Oakwood student is, what is our mission, and how they're going to support it through their platform.
Wow, that's a huge responsibility to now know that you are going to represent what Oakwood really means. So the process, we were getting a little bit into that, the process of being a contestant and applying and everything, how does that work?
So applications went out this past winter break, and we go through an orientation process. We want to make sure we let them know everything that entails with regards to the position that they want to run for. We also go through we started actually practicing, and they've had classes since February, and we make sure that they have all the information and training they need to be in the position. So our goal is to train all the contestants. So on the night of, any one of them should be able to step up to the plate and assume as Mr. and Mrs. Oakwood. Unlike some other campuses or other colleges, they focus their training just on the winners. We want to make sure that all of our contestants are equipped to represent Oakwood even after the pageant. I tell them all the time, you never know what opportunities may come up after the pageant. You may not be the crown winner. However, you still may have opportunities to represent Oakwood University in some capacity. Yeah. So we really train our contestants to make sure that they're prepared for after the pageant.
Does it include any fundraising or anything in this this journey that they are having right now to become?
Yes, there is a fundraising component. Everything goes towards the pageant. There's scholarship that is won through the crown winners. So they not only they do fundraising, there's a community service aspect to the pageant process. Like I said, they've done some training, how to deal with media, how to answer questions. Really, what we try to make sure is that there's a professional development for the contestants, because Mr. and Mrs. Oakwood, because they're going to be a upfront platform, we want to make sure that they best represent Oakwood University and have the training and tools that they need, including Ms. Johnson has done some training with them for situations like this, if they're on the radio or if they have to be called up front. We want to make sure that they know the best way to answer the questions, how to carry themselves professionally. Very, very important that they know how to represent the student body in a professional manner.
Wonderful. Well, let's get to the students now. We're going to hear from our contestants for 2021. What number? This is the 29th annual pageant. Our contestants are Pace Fordham, Simone Vaughn, Austun, Reid, Hairston, and Desiree Brown. So let's hear from them and just start with hearing what their platforms are and tell us why you decided to run for the position that you're running for. Let's start out with, let's go in alphabetical order so nobody will be. How about Desiree Brown? I think Desiree Brown will go first.
Yes. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you
Good morning.
so much for the invitation to speak with you guys and share a little bit about my platform. And so I think one of the first questions was like, what's my major and classification? And so I'm a third-year biology and Spanish double major. My platform is called Welcome, and it's really a play on words between wellness and community. Not many people get that, but welcome, wellness, and community. So essentially, the reason I'm running for Miss Oakwood is because I think it's very much tied to my purpose, not necessarily saying that I will, like, my purpose in life is to be Miss Oakwood. However, God has implanted within me this platform. And so as a result of it, I feel like running for Miss Oakwood and God kind of giving me this thing to share is something that I need to share with the student body, because I know it's something that I definitely need to stay in contact with. And I think the student body could also benefit from it. So. Yes.
So Desiree, as you put together, I think that's very creative. Welcome, community and wellness. And so tell me, how do you see that tangibly in action?
Okay, so that's a great question as well. Essentially, I think really this whole year that we're kind of coming out of, one thing that I know kind of fell apart was just not necessarily being in tune with my holistic wellness. Whether that was my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health, and then also just the isolation that came about with just like being separated from everyone. And so practically speaking, for the next year, I could see just creating more spaces and interactions between peer-to-peer, hosting events such as I did a 5K this past weekend that kind of promote wellness and really remind the students that it's okay to take care of yourself. We are still Oakwood University, we're a community. And so let's reconnect and let's really focus on getting back to normal. So
that sounds great. All right, let's go to Pace Fordham. Can you give us the same response to those questions? Not the same response, but answer the same question. Why did you decide to run for Mr. Oakwood, and tell us about your platforms and all of that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Pace Fordham, as was already stated. I'm a junior theology major. And my life goal, honestly, is just to be a man that God can use to spread his love. I think a lot of times we hear about the name of Jesus, we hear about the name of God, but we don't really experience his love all the time. So I just want to be always available for God to use to show his love. So as it comes to Mr. Oakwood, I just want to use this platform to help promote that love. My platform is actually Know God. I just want to create opportunities for us to be able to know God intimately, not just observationally, but experientially. I think a lot of times in church systems, especially, God is put on us. We aren't given really the choice to see, like, what does this look like in my life? How does this really affect me? And I just want to help give opportunities for the students to ask questions, to talk about their fears, talk about their doubts, and actually be able to dive into what God actually means for them and see the value in having a relationship with Jesus.
Wow. And you feel like this type of platform is so important during this time that we're going through, COVID and everything else that's happening in the world. You feel like this is really going to make an impact? Oh,
very much so. I think there's definitely a need, especially through COVID, for community and programming that helps you get closer to Jesus. Yeah. I think we've all been struggling with this online church thing. We've all been struggling with like a screen preaching to us. But I want to create more times where it's not just a preacher talking to you. It's you and your friends actually diving and saying, what does this mean for my life? What does this mean for my situation, for my fears and my anxieties? How does God actually affect me right now?
Wow, that's fantastic. I love that. All right, Hairston, she's also running for Miss Oakwood University. Where are you?
Hi,
There you go. Hey, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, great. We would like to hear from you now. Your platform, what you're studying right now, and share with us right now.
Okay, so again, my name is Jewel Hairston. I am a junior and I study biochemistry here at Oakwood University. And my platform is You Are Vital. VITAL is an acronym that stands for valid, important, talented, accepted, and loved. And the reason I chose this platform is because I have had the unique opportunity of finding my greatest inspirations, my biggest community, my supporters, my mentors, all here from Oakwood University. I have always felt like a vital part of our student body, and I intend to make other students feel the same thing. In the last year of COVID and being separated from each other, I've heard a lot of students say, well, I don't really know anybody. I don't know my peers, especially new students. I don't know my peers. I don't know my teachers. I don't know what's going on. I want to give students opportunity not only to know each other, but to get to know the larger Oakwood family with our alumni network.
Wow. So tell us one idea that you might have that would help everyone and your fellow students feel that they are vital.
Absolutely. So one of my ideas is to do a networking fair. I believe that whatever you want to do, you can do with a degree from Oakwood University, and that there is somebody who is doing something successfully in a field that you are willing or want to go into. So I believe that we can bring in our alumni network to talk to our students and introduce them to bring our family back together.
Wow, that's wonderful. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a hard campaign and pageant, Dr. Pollard. But let's go ahead and hear from Austun Reid now, running for Mr. Oakwood.
Morning. Thank you so much for having me. Again, my name is Austun Reid, and I am a third-year finance major, and I'm running for Mr. Oakwood under the platform Redefining the Oakwood Man. And so basically just kind of elaborating more on my platform. So basically I want to emphasize the importance and value of a Black man, because I believe that it is important that we put our best foot forward and kind of change the stigmas as well as the stereotypes that are put on us by the world. And so basically I plan on doing this by having, talk shows and just people come and kind of talking about their experiences through college. You know, some people who didn't even graduate through college, just kind of seeing what they did and how they overcame certain things. And then I also want to encourage the men of Oakwood University continue to be men of excellence, men of integrity, and most importantly, men of God.
What do you feel would be most transformational for the new, as you say, Oakwood man in your platform that you would like to implement?
I definitely want to implement more conversation about emotional and mental health between guys, because I feel as though it's kind of a taboo subject, especially we're supposed to be macho and, we don't get sad or we don't get upset. But I think that that's a strong feeling that, not just ladies feel, but humans in general feel. And so I feel as though once we kind of internalize that and kind of realize that, maybe we do have a problem, maybe we are upset about certain things, we can kind of talk about that through. I believe we can continue to strive and be excellent, because we're kind of over that, well, I can just hide and mask and things like that. And once we talk about it and be open about it, we can move on and like I said, be great.
Wow, that's great. Now, did you say what you're majoring in?
I'm a finance major, yes, ma'am.
And Jewel, did you say what you were majoring in? I can't remember.
Yes, ma'am. I am a biochemistry major.
Okay. All right. So let's go to Simone Vaughn, our final contestant for today, who is running for Miss Oakwood University. Simone.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for having us today. My name is Simone Vaughn, and I'm a junior communications and broadcast journalism major. I intend to use the position of Miss Oakwood to encourage students to personalize their professional platform. And that basically entails showing students and helping them use their social media to gain the interest of future employers, because a lot of people use social media and check social media to see who they're hiring and to see if they're legit, And also the second part of it is helping students build their resumes and start working on how to transition into the working force. Because, you know, it's one thing to get a degree, but it's one thing to get a job in your degree. So preparing students for that is very important. And that is a little bit about my platform.
So your platform is designed to build on some of the qualities and services that the university provides, but kind of building it out a little bit more.
Yes, because going through this university, I see the disconnect that the students have with some of the resources and we have on campus. And part of my platform is connecting the students to that and making it desirable to get into.
Right. Okay, all right. Well, Raymond, can we talk to you for a second? We have some wonderful contestants here. And
Yes.
all of their platforms are just amazing. I mean, you want all of them. I mean, I can't see that the university would say, we don't want to do that, but because it's so amazing. How can, though, since you said this was, there's a fundraising part of this, how can our listeners support these students who are running for these positions?
Sure. So the fundraisers run through our advancement development department, and they can go on to oakwood.edu. There is a give button at the top of the page. You can look up Oakwood University Pageant and you can give on there. If there's a particular contestant that you would like to donate money, make sure you put it in the comment section, and all the funds are tax deductible. Once again, it's run through our advancement development department, so they handle all the tax letters that you may need in return. And once again, this goes towards our scholarships for our Mr. and Mrs. Oakwood. And yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So anybody can contribute, whether you're a student, faculty, staff here, or in the community. You can support these young students who, we would love to have their platforms really executed on our campus. So tell us what the theme of the pageant is this year.
Sure. The theme is called the Renaissance. So this is the rebirth, a revival of the Oakwood man, the Oakwood woman. We want to see how our contestants are going to bring a rebirth, a revival on our campus at Oakwood University. The reason why we picked this theme, one is to celebrate Blackness, because we're also kind of piggybacking on the Harlem Renaissance, which was a rebirth and a revival for the African American community. So we're kind of mirroring that with our theme this year. Our opening scene is going to be kind of a 1920s type of feel. So we're really excited about what rebirth revival they're going to bring on our campus, especially coming out, I'm proclaiming this, coming out of this COVID times.
Yes,
so when our students come back to campus next year, and when we're open, we can really bring a new birth to our campus experience on Oakwood University.
It sounds so exciting, Dr. Pollard. Is there anything you want to say or ask our contestants as president of Oakwood University?
Well, yes, I wish we could select every one of them. That's the first thing. Everything is very inspiring. Again, I'm amazed that what we become a part of becomes a part of us. And it's just so wonderful to be in a space where you have young African-American people choosing to make a positive contribution to our society. And it's powerful. Whoever emerges as the final winner, I know that the institution is going to be blessed, but we don't want to lose the contributions of the persons who came in second and or third, if there's such a place. We want to make sure that all these contributions improve the quality of the life of the campus. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to August when we come back together. Like you, Ray, I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. I don't know how much longer we can go on with the isolation and the separation. I had a chance just this week to sit in the library with two, as we did the reopening of the library, two freshman young women, and they were just so inspiring and inspired. And I said, man, we missed this. We missed the ability just to sit down and to be in a space and talk. So I'm excited, and I think this is going to be tremendous and success to each of you. May each of you continue to grow and flourish in what you're doing.
And Mr. King, since Dr. Pollard did mention, are there first, second, and third place?
Yes. So we have our crown winners, and we have first runner-up. Those individuals will assume responsibility if the crown winners cannot proceed with for whatever reason. So they will assume those responsibilities. So yeah, there is a first and second place winner.
Now, in these last 5 minutes that we have, I'm going to give our contestants, whoever speaks first, and if you finish, somebody else can go, but just to send out, give an appeal for your platform and for your camping.
And could we give 1 minute each to each one? You said 5 minutes? Yeah. So 5 minutes? Yeah, sure. Take them in alphabetical order. How about that? How about that?
Same order. Ms. Brown.
Okay, so as a reminder, of course, my platform is called Welcome, and it highlights wellness and community. And I think that personally, we're always going to be on this journey to wellness. It's never going to be perfect, but I think that staying in tune and staying intentional about bettering yourself, whether that's on a physical standpoint or emotional standpoint, and not shying back from opportunities to do so is very important. I think that going forward as a campus, as we reopen up, I think that it's a perfect time to kind of represent ourselves as daughters and sons of Christ, and taking back hold onto like our health, and then also just tapping into community, because I believe that once we are able to show up for ourselves, then we're able to show up for the people around us. And that's really how purpose is kind of birthed within us, when we stay true to ourselves and we lean on God and we stay connected. So I would love to be the next Miss Oakwood, and I thank you guys so much once again for this opportunity.
Thanks.
What I would just leave is Jonathan McReynolds has a song where he says, "The best thing I can do for me is have you." I just want to leave with us. I want us to have the ability to know God and see what a relationship with him can actually do for our life moving forward.
Next. Jewel.
I'll just say that once again, my name is Jewel Hairston. My platform is "You are vital, valid, important, talented, accepted, and loved." And like Dr. Pollard said earlier, what we become a part of becomes a part of us. So I just want to be able to sow back into my Oakwood community what it has sown into me, and make sure that every student here at Oakwood University feels like a vital part of our family.
Austun.
Again, my platform is redefining the Oakwood man. And I'm a strong believer that if you cannot change the circumstances, just change the perspective. And so that's kind of what I want to emphasize with our Oakwood men, that, you know, there's certain circumstances that you're put into that you cannot necessarily change, but flip that perspective and make the best out of it.
And finally, Simone.
Hello. So the one thing that I want to do as Miss Oakwood is to encourage and motivate the student body to get serious about, where they're going in life, and to just start preparing. You might not know where you're going, but at least be prepared to go somewhere. And you are our community, so we're going to be here to help you and to guide you every step of the way.
All right, Dr. Knight, I'm gonna let you, since you're so excited. What do you think about that?
You would think I want to run myself. No, again, I'm so proud of our young people and the mark that you're going to leave, even when you're going through your presentations, not being Miss or Miss Oakwood at the time, but just for the audience that's going to be there. They will be blessed. I believe they will be motivated, and that they're going to also live within their purpose. So kudos to all of you. Best, I'm not going to say good luck. I'm going to say God luck to all of you.
All right, Dr. Pollard, go ahead and wrap it up for us.
I love that. I want to build on what Dean Knight has said. God luck. We don't believe in, what did you say? We don't believe in coincidence. We believe in providence. And we believe that each of our students has a providential platform, and God will place it in the place that it needs to do the best work. So congratulations to each of you. Each of you, I know people say it as a cliche, but it's true. Each of you is already winners in our eyes. I know people say that as a cliche, but when you sit where I sit and you meet young people who have these kinds of impulses residing within them, they're going to go out and they are going to occupy the territory with so much good. So congratulations, and we'll be praying and pulling for each of you on Sunday at 3 o'clock. as we are doing the contest. So may God bless each of you.
Thank you so much. And thank you out there for listening to Inside Oakwood with Dr. Leslie Pollard for this wonderful discussion we've had and getting to know our contestants for Miss and Mr. Oakwood University. Join us again on, what's today? On next week on Monday. Join us again on Monday for another special edition of Inside Oakwood. We'll see you there.